Okay, it says we're live. There we go. All right. There we go. Okay, hopefully you can see and hear me. I was talking for about 3 minutes and realized I was not live, so hopefully you guys can hear me now. It says there's at least one person in the room. I've noticed that the chat count is not always accurate. So sometimes it'll say one, and like three of you will be like, hello, how's it going? And other times, my chat count will say, like when I'm on the Tuesday, Friday live streams, it'll say like 11 or 12. And actually, there was like 18 or 24 people or whatever on. So I don't know why it's not accurate. It says there's only one of you in here right now. So whoever it is, hello. And I'm sure maybe a couple more will join in. But again, I apologize. I just had a lot of stuff going on today, family wise, and just now being able to get on the live stream. And we'll keep it abbreviated today. But I did want to take a look at the market and the action from today. So see, we obviously had that nice drop to the downside. And when I say nice, it's not that I'm rooting for down or up or whatever. I'm just rooting for big movement, okay? Because right as price action traders, we want movement. And I'll talk a little bit about this, and I'll give you an update on my Tradeovate account. Unfortunately, not up and running yet. I sent the funds in yesterday. They said it was supposed to take 24 hours. This morning, nothing in my account. I reach out to customer service. Very nice. Customer service has been great. Let me check into it. Something about the type of account. So the quickest way to fund your account with them is a wire, and it's only supposed to take 24 hours. You send it in before 1 p.m. Central Time today, you're supposed to have it in your account and be able to trade the very next day. So actually within 24 hours. So I did that, right? I sent it in yesterday in the morning, and this morning nothing in my account. Well, then they said it was because of the type of account I transferred the funds out of. As you guys know, I own some other businesses. And I transferred the funds out of one of my business accounts. And they said, oh, well, that requires different paperwork. So I said, okay, what do I need to do? They're like, we have two choices. We can either send your money back. You can send it to us out of one of your standalone personal accounts that doesn't mention a business. Or we can send you a couple of forms. They're really quick. Fill them out, send them back to us. Our new account people will update the account that account is okay to transfer money to, and we'll have you up and running as soon as possible. Well, that was 5 hours ago, and it's still not in my account. I literally just sent them a message before we got on this live stream, and we'll see how they respond. But I'm excited to try it out. And I told them, I'm like, listen, I'm trying to, totally keep an open mind because I have had people speak very, very highly of them. And I said, I really don't think it should take 3 hours or 5 hours to update an account. Punch some buttons. I filled out the forms and sent them back to you in like 3 minutes, and they verified that they received them. In fact, I have at 8:43 a.m. They verified that they received the documents that I sent. And it's now 2:23 p.m. Eastern time, and the funds are still not in my account. They claimed it was simple as the new account department just has to update my account, and then they can post the funds. They already have them. I mean, they acknowledged we have your funds, but we can't post them until we have this paperwork. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just excited. I want to give it a shot. So we'll talk more about that here in just a second. So as you can see, we're trying to get a little spike right here on the 30-minute on ES. Here was our opening candle, and it turned into a spinning top, which, man, is that not like how it's been playing out almost every day? I mean, it just seems that way, right? Let's go back and look at a couple. Okay, here was yesterday's. So it wasn't exactly a spinning top. It was to the upside. And we'll look at the day before. Where's the day before? Okay, right here was the day before. It was a hammer. Just trying to go back through these. And the day before that, let me find 930. Okay, this one's sort of a spinning top. It just seems like there's been a lot of indecision on the opening candle here lately. Okay, right there was a 930. That was green, but it did have some downside movement as well. And I'll look at one more. Let's see where we at. 930. That one was to the downside. So I guess there have been some moves, but it just seems to me like there's been a lot of indecision on opening candles like we had right there. I see we've got some other people joining us, so welcome. I'm a little bit parched. I've been running like crazy today. So not only did we have a spinning top for the opening candle on the 30-minute, then we went inside spinning top. So 2 spinning tops in a row. The next one, inside candle. And then what did we get after that? Boom, the big flush. Now, in real time, we know these 2 candles are an hour's worth of time. In real time, you guys remember, man, was price vacillating up and down, up and down. Okay, even though this was a big flush to the downside, price movement didn't just bury down. Okay, it actually was going up and down, up and down. It struggled right here. It struggled at the 20. It struggled at the 20 mightily. In fact, the first time it broke through, it popped way back up near the bottom of these wicks. Then it finally came over here. Here's the open of the new candle. Then we flushed down to here, okay, which we knew this area in here would probably act as some support. Flushed down into there, and then it started going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then finally, it broke down, and it went right down to our 29.3475 support level. That's where we caught a bounce. And it makes complete sense because look at this. Look how price left that level. Big green candle, one of the biggest candles on the screen. Little resting candle here. This wasn't a big move to the upside, but we moved up. Then we had this resting candle. Then we exploded away. Also, we had a little base rally here. But it made no surprise that right in here it caught some support. Okay, and this level is sort of confluent with this right in here. Then we bounced. We went up, and right now, for the last 3 hours, we have actually been in a contracting range. I'll just draw it in. Just like that. So for 3 hours now, after this flush down, we've been in a contracting range. Now, I've got a lot of friends out there, traders, both professional and part-time, a lot of friends who run trading services. A lot of people think that we're setting up, well, let me put it this way. It is split. It's about 50-50, but there's a lot of them that think we're setting up to get a bear, like a bear flag here and then drop. Okay, because you see how this is rising. So this is angling up from the drop. And again, the textbooks, technical analysis textbooks will tell you that you're more likely to drop this direction. So I've got some friends out there, they're getting ready. Oh man, this is gonna pay. The bulls, man, the bulls are trapped. The bulls are trapped. Well, then I got other friends who think exactly the opposite. They think we're working our way up, and then eventually, we're going to get up here and we're just going to explode to the upside, and they think the bears are trapped. All right. I don't know that I necessarily have an opinion one way or the other, because I really could care less. I just want movement. That's all I want. I really don't care if it goes up, down. I don't really want it to just go sideways and chop. I do want movement. But from a normal structure standpoint, this is a lower low, right? And then a higher high, and then we're just kind of chopping. So we made structure here, angling up. Okay, so if it is normal structure, then we would then look to make a lower low, which would confirm that we're in a downtrend. Now, my friends who are bullish, they're saying that because we couldn't get through here, they think we're still bullish. So let's just take a look at some things and see why they might think that. Because I don't care. Okay, really, if you look at this, going back to like right here, up to here, and then you just draw a line straight across, we really have sort of been in a channel. Okay, straight across the top here. Okay, I'll just draw it in. Always easier to see. Okay, across the top there. And then right from here, across the bottom here. Let me get over to where I'm about with that line. Okay, so for 1, 2, 3, 4 days, we've basically been in a channel from this line here to this line here. And all we've been doing is going up, down, back up, down. All right. So would it make sense that this could be a bear flag and then we move back down and kind of test this in here? It could, right? Okay. But could it just as easily, blast out of here and get through this and go higher? Sure, it could. And I don't care either way, right? It doesn't make any difference to me. As you can see right now on this candle here, which is a new candle, let me squeeze it back in. Okay, we went right up to the top again, and now what are we doing? We're moving back down. Isn't it amazing? I mean, I truly find price action amazing to watch. Okay, you can't tell me if you watch enough price action that stuff doesn't make sense. Like, there are a lot of people that think price is just 100% random. Okay, then there's other people that think it's almost 100% patterns. I'm kind of in the middle. There is definitely some randomness to the market, without a doubt, right? And the market is at the whims of traders, investment firms and prop desks and hedge funds and all that good stuff, institutions. The market is at their whims, right? Because it is the interaction between buyers and sellers that moves the market. But when you see this kind of stuff just play out over and over and over and over again, right? Just like double tops, double bottoms, expanding ranges, contracting ranges. When you see this stuff just play out over and over and over again, you can't tell me that there's not some pattern to it, right? Again, we're just watching it, like right as we're talking about it. Okay, why did that candle stop right there? Why is this one starting to move down? Okay, is that totally by coincidence? Because these candles are not at the same exact heights, right? But they're stopping in this plane almost every time. So when you're looking for a breakout, and there are breakout traders out there, they're looking for this kind of stuff that they can identify, and then they're looking for it to break out one way or the other, right? I don't mind breakout trades. Again, I'm looking for price to move. To me, again, I don't care what you want to call this. an ascending triangle, bear flag, a bear pennant. I don't care what terminology. To me, all this is a contracting range. Price is getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and eventually it's going to blast out one way or the other. That's it. And that's all I care about as a trader, right? I don't care if I'm right or wrong in terms of, there's so many people out there that, they try to brag about making, I told you, we were going to do this or we were going to do that. Okay. And they're right about 30% of the time, right? But they make a big deal when they're right, and they don't ever talk about it when they're wrong. The only thing I want to be right about is when there is a breakout out of a range, or I know, like, if the range is expanding and I know where the likely boundaries are. That's the only time I care about being right, because you can make good trading decisions. Okay. All right. Now we're trying to move. Now we're at the bottom here. Are we going to be able to break through and start to go lower? Or are we going to stop right here? So we're watching this in real time. And we'll see what it wants to do. We're going to look at a couple other things here in a minute. Okay, it's trying to push through. And this is early in the candle too. A little less than 24 minutes to go. Okay, could this be the breakout? Sure, it could. Okay, it's trying. Okay, it's already down about $3 from up here and going lower. Okay, and when it starts to go, right? When it starts to go, what do we have set up here? Okay, what do we have set up here? We've got great candle structure to create a big red candle. How many times do we talk about it? Nice diagonal, small to medium-sized wicks. This one's borderline a bigger wick. This might be its toughest challenge right here. If it gets through there, I would say it's got a pretty good chance to get down in here. Okay, this is borderline. These are small to medium. This is borderline, whether you consider that a bigger wick or not. So kind of where I have my cursor now, that's where it's really got to get through to create a bigger candle, right? But you just watched it in real time. 1, 2, 3. Take all three of those out with no problem. Okay, right here is the bottom of that candle. So you can see it did. It took it out. It got lower than this candle. Here's the challenge for it to really start to get big. It's this one right here. Okay, and we'll see. I mean, it might not be able to get through it. But already, okay, let's just look. All right, so right here was 29.48. Let's just say 29.48.25. And it's already been as low as 29.42.75. $6 just like that on the breakout. $6. Now, if you're trading options, how much would $6 be? Okay, that happened pretty fast. I mean, maybe it would be $75, $100. Okay, per contract. I don't know, and I don't know if anybody in the room actually just took that trade or not. If you're playing a standard contract, $6 would be $300. Let's go look. Okay, 29.48.75. Okay, and then if it went all the way down to 42.75 like it did right down here, well, I don't have it turned on right now, but if I did, that would be $300, right? Yep, because 8 would be 400 and 10 would be 500. That's correct. So in a matter of just a couple of minutes, could make $300 on that. $300. So that's why I'm a little bit frustrated that they don't have my my thing open yet, because I was really excited. And on this one here, I did take a simulated trade, and I believe it was on the break. Let's see. I think it was the break of this wick in the 200 right there. I took a simulated trade, and where I got out, I made $412 on one move. And just a lot, you know, again, it was simulated, but I would have taken the same trade if it was real. Because right here, so you see how it respected this and it bounced off the 200. Well, when we moved over and started this candle, we came down and we were really kind of fluctuating in here, which made sense, right? 200 simple moving average, and then this wick. And when we broke through there, I took that trade, and I think my exit was right about the top of this wick right over here. So sort of like from there, like right there down to about the top of this wick. But whatever it was, I made like $412.50 in just a matter of a few minutes. That, to me, is what it's all about. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. All you got to do is take a couple of trades like that a day, and that's it. I had another one today on the simulated one, which I think was up here for like 250. And there was a bounce. I can't remember if it was this bounce or this bounce, where I made like 125 on a simulated trade. But those are all trades I would have taken in real time. And then I got stopped out. I got stopped out for like $50. I got stopped out for $37.50. And I think I got stopped out for $62.50 on one. The downside, and I talked a little bit about this yesterday, the downside of playing a standard contract is that there's no grace at all when it goes against you. So just like options might not necessarily pay as well when it goes for you, they give you a little bit of grace when it goes against you. So when you're playing options and you buy somewhere, you know, near the money, at the money or near the money, if it goes against you a few ticks, typically you only might drop, say, $12.50. Okay, if it moves a few ticks on here, you're down $37.50. All right. On options, it might move 6 ticks and you're only down, you know, 25 or $37.50. If it moves 6 ticks on here, you're down $75. So there's always, you know, bad with the good. There's give and take, right? But I'll take that trade off any day of the week that I can catch these moves. Now, I was messing around with it last night. If you want to, I mean, you can play just little quick moves over and over and over and over again. As soon as you're up $50, exit. Okay, wait till you see another, you know, go to a smaller time frame, go to a 5-minute. Okay, let me do this. Okay, move it around. Let me get it to where you guys can see it better. All right, so, you know, like right here, there'll be all kinds of them. I'm going to work backwards, but, you know, like right here, you break this, you go along. Okay, you're breaking it at 29.53.25, and it goes up to 29.54. 38. Is 38 closer to 50? Yeah. It's hard to get it right exact here. Yeah, so 24.54.50 from 23. Okay, regardless, you would have made about $50 right there. Just real quick, boom, in, out. $50 as soon as you, because you could have it in your mind, as soon as I hit $50, I'm just going to exit. Well, that could happen how many times in a day? A ton, right? A ton. But you only want to play good setups, right? You only want to play good setups. So let's look here. Let me see if I can find some others. All right, here's a structure move. Okay, down, back up, back down. So when you take the top of this candle out, all right, and remember this is a 5-minute chart, so this is happening quickly. You take the top of this candle out at 29.50.50, basically, right there. You can take this up. Now, I would probably exit right at the 200 myself. So there's $2. That's $100. I'll guarantee you that happened quickly. That whole candle's only 5 minutes. $100. As soon as you hit that, boom. All you got to do is hit this button right here, right? Or if you bought, you just hit sell. Okay. But if you want, you just hit exit right there, and it exits out of everything. Which I'm liking this. Because, let me come back over here. I'll show you. All right, so this is moving to the downside right now. This is not a trade I necessarily would take, but if I sell,
order filled.
Okay, order filled. All right, I can then set a stop. All right, so it's down here. Right here is where I entered. So if I want to, I'm going to set it way up here. I wouldn't do that, but I'm just trying to show you something. Okay, so I just set a stop. Then I can also, if I want, let's just say I want to set a profit target right there. So now I have a stop and a profit target. But I can keep my cursor on this exit button. And let's just say it went my direction. And it gets to $50 or 62 before it gets to, well, let's just say I want to move this even out further. Okay, so it's way out here. So let's say it goes my direction and it gets to like $75 and I want to exit at that time. I hit this button and it eliminates my stop as well. That's what it means by exit at market and cancel. So it'll cancel any other orders you have. The reason that's important is if you just get out of the trade, it leaves your stop there. And if you don't pay attention, it could come back this way and trigger. Now you're back in the position again. Now you're back in the position. So I like that. One button, I can exit and it cancels everything else that I have. All right, there we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that move. Now, if I wanted to, I can move my stop into profit. Okay, so now, okay, if it starts to come back against me, see what I'm doing? I'm moving my stop. I keep moving. It's going to hit. Okay, now just order, so I have to exit.
Order canceled.
Do you see that? Just in a couple of minutes right there, what did we make? I didn't even look. $100 and some, right? It was like $125 or $150 in just a couple of minutes. But you can have your stop and you can have a profit target, or you can just put a stop and just have your exit button ready, exit and cancel. And when it gets to $50 or $100 or whatever, if you're getting a nice drop, right, you're going to probably let it go a little bit. And then you just hit exit at market and cancel, and it'll lock in your profit and it exits your stop. Excuse me. I really like that. I really like that. I was playing around last night and then again today because I've just been trying to like see, you know, am I going to only look for really, really high quality setups and try to make, you know, 250, 300, 500, you know, whatever on those? Or am I going to do a combination where I might see something I like and okay, if it breaks here, I'm just going to take this, and if I can make $50, $75, $100, I'm going to get out. Okay, but that's how easy it is. So watch this again.
Order filled.
I'm in right here. I can put a stop. Let's just say I want my stop at 50. Okay, now I have a stop. Okay, now I'm already 37 in profit, 50 in profit. All right, if it starts moving that direction, then I can move my stop down into profitability, and then no matter what, I can't lose on the trade. Now I'm going to wait. Obviously, now it's coming back against me a little bit. I'm going to wait. Like, I'm not going to move it just because it's moved a couple of ticks. But if it starts getting down here around, 87.50 to 100 in profit, you better believe I'm going to move my stop to probably 12.50 or 25 in profit, because now I've guaranteed I can't lose any money. Even if I get stopped out, I've at least made something, right? So I love this, because you can't do this with, like Thinkorswim or whatever. On futures, you can't. On futures. And that's what this is here. Let's see what it does. Again, this is just simulated. But remember, I told you guys yesterday, this shows you that this is where you entered, and you entered short. It would be a green, just stop me out. See? I don't have to worry about anything. Stop me out, okay? And you see it is going back against the position there. I wasn't trying to do anything but show you how the system works. So I can go back to the 30-minute. Now on the 30-minute, see, we're still, now it's bouncing a little bit. Remember what I told you, it's that candle right there. That is the one that it's trying to break below. Let's go back over to Thinkorswim. See it right here? This wick. And if you come over, it barely poked back. If it gets below there, I think it's got a good chance to come down here. So we'll watch this for just a second. I'll put my cursor back up here. The low here was 29.42. So that's basically right there. There it goes. Okay, it's trying now. It might be far enough that if there's any stops here, yep, there. Did you see that little pop? See how it popped down? When you see those little pops that are like, $1, $2, sometimes they'll be, $2, $3, $4, that's when they're getting into the stops. If there was a bunch of stops placed here and then you hit them, what'll happen, when I say you, I'm talking about price, you'll see a pop. Now it's still struggling. Let's see, right here. Okay, still struggling. It got below it, but it hasn't held it yet, right? Clear and hold. You always hear me use that terminology, clear and hold. But still, again, from up here, 29.4850. This candle has already been as low as 29.40, so $8.50. And it might just be going back to rest, get steam, and try it again. But this is why it's important to be able to visually identify. You don't have to draw the lines in. A lot of times I don't. You can just see it, right? You can see that every wick is ending going diagonally up. These are ending going diagonally down. Okay? And that forms a contracting range that at some point price is going to pop out of there, just like we saw right there. I love it when it happens real time, because you can see how it works. Sometimes, right, we might start seeing it like right here, and it's still got an hour and a half to go before it's going to break out. All right, let's look at some of the names that were on our watch list today. Let me come back over here. There it is. All right, let's see what they have been doing. BA, I got to switch to a daily. All right, so BA opened here, okay, which is above the inside, and it went up. Opened at 137, went as high as 144.24. Let's switch to a 30-minute and see how quickly that happened. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, this would have been a beautiful play. I don't know if anybody took BA today, but it gapped above, which means if it goes your direction, it actually just went this way a little bit, and once it comes back through opening price, you should be in if this is something you're playing. And look, all of the move was on the first two candles, $7.24. So once it started coming back and going red, let's just say you caught $5 or $6 of that. That's an awesome move right out of the gates. So that was BA. GDX, we're not going to go through all of them. We'll just we'll pick some out and go through. All right, GDX. Actually, I got to go back to the daily. Okay, same thing. Gap down. Here's your entry. It tried to poke its head up and then boom, flush down. I'll bet you, well, we just looked at it on the 30-minute. We know that it happened right out of the gate. Okay, so it tried to go up. It couldn't. As soon as it takes this out right here, because it's already gapping down, look at that. Whoosh, flushes it right down. Okay, so it went from 3607 to 3566. 3607, 3566. So that's 34, 40 some cents. Okay, but if you go through and look at GDX, okay, here was yesterday's movement. That alone is more than that. Okay, here's a similar type day. 35, here's the open, 36. Okay, so that was like $1 of movement that day for the whole day. 37, 20, 35, 70. That's a little over $1. 36.70, 35. So that's about $1. So you can see that might not look like a ton. Again, 36.08, and it came as low as 34 something, but you'd probably look to get out right about here. 35, so that's $1. That's $1. I don't know why I was saying 40 cents. That's $1. Okay? That's about an average day's range, and you could have got it right there on GDX. Let's see. You know what? We hardly ever look at IBB, so let's look at IBB. Back to the daily. It's an ETF. It's the biotechnology ETF. Nothing really to do on that, unfortunately. Okay, Lake, Microsoft. Let's look at NetEase. It's given us some stuff here recently, hasn't it? Okay, it's given a nice move today, but the problem is this inside candle had so much range. Look at that. It's right up there now, right at the top. So that's the problem with big inside candles. That's why I always say I like the smaller dojis and spinning tops the best, or an inside hammer or inside shooting star, especially, let's say you had an inside shooting star. So that means the body is down here, and then your wick is like this. Then you're down near the bottom of the range, and if you take it out, you can really start to explode. Or same thing with a hammer. If the body is up near the top, but it's inside, when you take it out, it can really accelerate you to the top side. I might start getting rid of these and not even including these on the watch list when they have a big inside range like this. You see that? Because that's a heck of a move. That is that's a $11.40 candle right there. But there's really no trigger until it gets up here or all the way down here. So I might start just not even including formation like that on our watch list. That way it doesn't really waste our time. watching it. Let's look at Netgear. And really, you can go through, right? You can go through and pick out the ones you like or don't like anyway. That would be one I would just pass right on by. Oh, here we go. Did we get any movement though? 25. Here's your trigger. 20, let's say 25. And it's been as low as 24.71. So 29 cents, right? That's it. On Netgear, maybe make you a little money because it's such a cheap stock. And that is the daily. NVIDIA. Let's look at NVIDIA. Okay, trigger. Okay, opened here and went straight down, but the trigger would be the low of this. Let's just say 355.50, and it went down to 350.50. $5 move right there from the trigger. From the trigger, $5 move. That'd be a nice winner. Play and place. Play is Dave and Buster's. Not much, right? It'd just now be triggering. So nobody'd probably even be watching it at this point, right? Because we're mostly watching for moves early in the day. This is going to go inside. Look at that. Okay, so this will probably be on our watch list for tomorrow. Let's look at Trade Desk. All right, we would have triggered at let's just say 302. It's been as high as 308.50, $6.50 move from the trigger. Okay, that would be nice. What else did I see over there? Let's look at BABA only because I want to see has BABA been influenced by Baidu? Most likely, right? Because most of its action, it moved up, but then it moved down, and now it's kind of right in here. So it did trigger, but again, here's another, one of those ones where you want it to trigger down here and go this way when you have these big candles. All right. And Sleep Number SNBR. SNBR. Doesn't look like much. Maybe. Trigger was at 31.45 and it's been up to 32.27. So what is that? 45 is 55 and 27, 82 cents. 82 cents. That's pretty good on Sleep Number. Right? It's not an expensive stock. As you can see, the average size candles, these are bigger ones. These are average size. And is there anything else in here we really want to look at? Maybe Microsoft, and that'll wrap this part of it up. Well, we've got a single candle power reversal, but we'll have to go to the 30-minute to see which direction it went first. Let's go to the 30-minute. Okay, so it went up first, which actually, that's the better play. So it went up. Obviously, when it comes back and takes out opening price, actually opening price was here. So right here would be your entry. Right there, coming this direction. So that is 185.39. So just say 185.35. And then it came down to here before going up. And that was 184.18. So about $1.27. I'm trying to do the math in my head real quick from here down to here. So maybe you make $1 right there, then it bounced up, structure, and then back down. but that was Microsoft. Okay, let's go back to ES. See what we're doing here. Okay, so we never could clear and hold this wick, and then we came back up to do what? Retest the bottom of the contracting range, right? Break, retest. Now, will we go? Okay, so the go, there's two ways of playing this. The conservative way is you wouldn't look for an entry until you get here. Okay, the aggressive way would be when you come back through and take out the open of this candle. Why is that aggressive? Because you still have to get through this wick. Okay, and then we know that this area has already been resistance before. However, this can be, okay, a lower low, lower high, and then maybe we make a new lower low. If we do, I'd be looking at the 200 as possible support, right? So let's just say that this comes all the way back down through here and breaks. My first obstacle would be the 200. Okay, then the next obstacle would be this channel, right? That's how we know what this line is, because you don't see any numbers. That's that channel I drew in from here. Let me squeeze it down. Okay, from here to here is the range that price has been in for the last 4 days. Okay, from here to here. So here are your obstacles if it does start to come down, okay, to make a new low. Obstacle number 1, obstacle number 2. So if you're in any sort of a short trade going that direction, either maybe you take profit here or take some profit, right? Scale out a little bit. And then if it starts to go against you, you've already taken some, or you take it here. If it bounces at all, maybe it bounces here, comes back up and hits the underside of this, right? For another break, retest, and go. Okay, it could happen here, right? Break, retest, go down to here. And you just start working your way down, right? Yep, see it going lower right now? Let me flip back over to Trade of 8. Okay, so here's the same thing on Trade of 8. The one thing I do not like about Trade of 8, I'll tell you right now, and I told you I'll have to play around until I really figure out like what I like and don't like, and will I eventually maybe tie it together with TradingView. That's all down the road, right? I need to get comfortable with the trading part of it. But what I don't like is they have no price level tool. So like this, I had to guess. That's opening price level. What I mean I had to guess, I had to get as close as I could to what actual opening price level was. They don't give you any way of adjusting it. You know, I can't just double click on that and then type in the numbers like you can on Thinkorswim. So it's one of the few things I've found I don't like so far. So that's why you don't see my support and resistance levels on here. Now, one thing I do like, this is today's low and today's high. They always keep track of it for you. I didn't put these in. These are always on the chart. So if you make a new high, the green line moves up. If you make a new low, the red line will move down. But so far, that's the high of the day and that's the low of the day. And what you can do then is you can scroll back and see, okay, has it been confluent there before? Yes, right? Yes, it has. Okay. So go back. Okay, here, go back. Okay, there. Okay, right in here was an area where it came up. Okay, so those are some fairly critical levels. They're just the high and low of the day, but if you just scroll back through, you can see that just in the recent past, these levels have been critical levels. That's one of the reasons price for the last 4 days has sort of been in a channel. Now, if it can break through one of these, one direction or the other, it has the ability that maybe it can start moving even more, right? Not that we're not getting movement. That's good movement right there. Even these upside pops, you can make money on those. Okay, now again, here was our contracting range. Okay, see, on here I don't have it drawn in. They do have trend lines. I could draw it in on this. Okay, but I can visually see that. We got our breakout. We came back to retest. Now, are we going to go lower? And if we go lower, can we get through this, which also is the low of the day? So that's what I'll be watching for. So I know there's just a couple of you in here right now, but does anybody have any questions on anything before we wrap it up? We've already been on here about 45 minutes, and I said I was going to try to abbreviate this since I got on late. So I'll wait just a minute, see if anybody has any questions. And if not, then we'll wrap it up, and we'll kind of see how the market ends up for the day. So, and from a simulated standpoint, or if I was actually trading, I would personally, I would be interested if this comes all the way back down and takes out where it opened here and starts to go lower. I would be interested in that, because that's the more aggressive play, but that would really be confirming a break, retest, and go, in my opinion. I love this too. They got these countdown tickers. There's still 19 minutes to go on this candle. Now, I wouldn't wait, though. If this came down through and took that out, that would be one that I would probably go ahead and try to take, because that's showing big time selling pressure after this broke down. Okay, couldn't hold this wick here, then came all the way back up to retest. Look at that. Like if I had that line there, okay, to retest the bottom of this wedge, and now it's been moving back down. So that tells me everything I need. All right, I don't see any questions from anybody, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Glad to have you guys here, and obviously you can watch this again. It'll be uploaded here shortly on YouTube, and then I will, I haven't put the last couple in there. I'll make sure to get them in the premium videos channel. But you can also, no, I don't know if you can. No, you can't. Never mind. I got to get them in the premium video channel because they are private on YouTube, so you can't access them. All right, guys, have a great afternoon and stay safe. Bye-bye.